I'm only on a fairly light bottom, 3.2 double strength, so, and that's the 5 pound main line, so I've got to take it fairly cautious. It's a very big chub here, it goes for over 7 pounds. And that was on a piece of bread, special liquidised bread. There's good fish, just hanging out there all the time. But when they open their mouths in the flow, that's where they get their strength. When you can't gain line, they've actually got their mouths open, I'm sure of it. You find it difficult to pull them in. So it's just taking it steady, you know? No panic. Just draw them up slowly but surely, a big fish.
Is it going to be the first part of the challenge done, Marty?
Don't know, it'll probably come up to be £2. I look an idiot then, won't I? I know, this is why I go fishing. This, moments like this. Actually, the landing is an anticlimax, because you've got it in the net. At the moment, the adrenaline's on. You don't quite know what you've got. Could be £4, could be £3, could be £7. And that's why I go fishing. For this moment now. Win or lose, this is the moment. Right, she's coming up now. We might get a glimpse soon. She's coming. Debris on the line, this is a dangerous point because it's got more strain. Limp, short tail. Yeah, nice job. That's a nice job. Very nice job. Oh. Come on, baby. Don't stab at it, take your time, try and draw it upstream. All you can do is your best. If something goes wrong after you've done all your best, hook pull out, that's life, or it's a snag. Just do everything correct, take your time. There she is. She's upstream with us now. She's starting to weaken. Lay out a bit of line, get the head up, and safely in. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. What a great start. Oh, yeah, that's a lovely chop. Lovely chop. It's a bit battered up, I'm afraid. Something's been having a go at it. Look at that. Look at that. So it's grabbed it. Ripped off loads of scales. Now, you might think that's a pike, but I wouldn't mind betting that could be an otter as much as a pike. They can do a lot of damage, otters, and there's a lot of them round on the Thames around here. Whether they come into Medley itself, I don't know. But yeah, that's a wonderful chop. A wonderful winter's chop. There you go. How about that? Certainly £4 plus. Right, this setup, completely different than the flat float, which I had a glorious failure on, is bread. Not complicated, just fishing a piece of flake. Nice long tail, that's 3.2 double strength, and that's to a Camazam B560, size 14. It's a wide gap hook, very, very important with bread fishing, large bait fishing that use a wide gap hook. Up to £5 line, joined with loop to loop, so I can change my hook length at will. And then I've got 2 float stops. I love float stops, I use them for so many things. 2 float stops, a little Drennan buffer bead, feeder bead, then a swivel, a piece of amnesia to make a stiff boom, and a little swivel and link, and there you go. Just a little open end Drennan feeder, and I'm fishing with 2-ounce glass tip. I love glass tips. I'm not really a fan of carbon tips, and this is a still water feeder rod as well. Liquidised bread goes in here, very cheap. With liquidised bread, keep it a couple of days just to dry out. Put it in a bucket in the open just to dry out and then liquidise, but liquidise it fine. Many people put it through once and it's all big lumps. I don't like big lumps, mine's really fine. And also cut off all the crusts because they'll float off all over the place. You want that hitting the bottom and exploding with fine crumb that's not feeding the chub but just attracting them. You imagine that explodes and below it that wafting piece of bread. I've got as a backup, I've got maggots to go in a feeder. I've got cheese paste as well that I make up myself, which is a great traditional chub bait, but brilliant. And inside there, what I flavoured it with is Dynamite's new chub liquid that's coming out on the market, which I'll try a bit later. But let's get back out there after that chub, because chub don't swim around on their own, and there could be a big roach out there, there could be another chub, who knows? And I might even try with a lobworm later. Might be a big strikey as well. Here we go, it's been a long wait. I don't know why the river's not fishing, but kept going. Not a big fish, but hopefully it's a sign of more to come. A roach. Yep. Well, another bite at last. It's been incredibly hard, but the bread does win through. Interestingly, there's been a match angler directly below me fishing the pole and maggots, and he's been there for 3-4 hours and he hasn't had a bite. Blank, gone home. And that's not saying because of my skill. What I'm saying is the bread against the maggot, when it's tough, on days like this, it wins through. There's another roach. Hopefully they might come on. And I don't think I'd have caught so many. Well, I haven't caught so many, I've only caught 3, but I wouldn't have caught those, I don't think, on the maggot. And you get a better stamp of fish as well. So it just goes to show that everyone who thinks maggots are the best bait sometimes get it wrong. Well, I think the weekend's coming. I think it's time to go home. It's been a real grueler. I know people read in the papers every week stories of success, but it isn't like that all the time. Even so-called experts have bad times. This has probably been the hardest fishing that I've had all winter. I think it's important though to say that the way I fished on the flat float first and this time with the bread, I know that will catch fish, and a lot of inexperienced anglers, what they do, they suddenly change. So next time they come, they try something else that's bizarre and doesn't work very well, so they fail again. Once you know a method works, you know, and it's a very good method, don't lose faith with it really quickly. Similar to our carp anglers, as soon as they don't get a bite on a boilie, next week they've got a new boilie. That's not the way to do it. The 2 methods that I've shown you are excellent fish catching methods, and if I came back here next week, I'd use exactly the same methods. But for now, time to go home, get in the warmth, and one thing's for sure, I'll be looking forward to my next trip.
And the bet, Martin, was £20 for a £5 chub and a £3 perch, which you're not going to have. Until next time.
Always next time. Look out for it on anglingtimes.co.uk.